Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for Bitcoin. What a move, boys. What a move. We're up all-time highs since my last update on Twitter, up about 10%. What a move. And it's finally panned out. We had many counts here as 1-2-1-2s, nested, etc., waiting for this as indication that we're on the right path. And it's funny how the market can just drag you down until finally you are vindicated, right? So we were tracking multiple things here yesterday. We discussed, I think it was yesterday's video. Yeah. We were discussing the fact that this could be an A wave, the fact that this could be a WXYXZ as a wave 2, which it looks like that's ended up what ended up happening. And we launched off the low. So this is why, no matter unlikely, this is a very rare connection or correction, a WXYXZ, but you still pay attention to it, right? We were going with guidelines saying it's most likely like an A wave as a diagonal, but there's a possibility this is finished. And if you follow me on Twitter, I posted this down at the 15-minute at the low. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was playing the next move to the upside. I got in down in this original 1-2 down here. Again, not knowing what was going to happen or saying this has to happen, just putting myself in a good position to play this ABC, right? In the worst case scenario is the way I saw it playing out. But you can see I had a bunch of different counts. I wrote lots of options on BTC, impulse, 15-minute candles. We have our white path, the green being the most bullish. That's the one that ended up playing out as 1, 2, 3, 4 with a triangle, fifth, and making a expanded flat or a running flat. It looks like we got the expanded flat and we just took off. You can see that's where my arrow's going. And I said, let's have a fun election day. Still unsure if this is a wave complete or a wave 1 to the upside. You can see my 3 different labels. We have a Z or a Z in. Sorry, Canadian, we say Z. Z in if this is the wave 2, or an A down or a wave 1 down if we were getting a correction. So we didn't know which, but we knew we were likely to get a 5, 3, and at least a 5 to the upside. So I took that. So anyways, looks like we got our answer, but we do have to discuss how deep this correction is. It has changed my point of view a little bit. So this is the most bullish scenario I see. This has been my most bullish scenario I've put on the chart for you guys the last couple videos, and that is our fourth wave ended here as a triangle. Larger WXY to complete this wave 4 as a triangle, zigzag X triangle. So this is technically valid, as you can see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The issue I have with this, and I'm not going to make it my primary count, it's going to be my alternative. I guess I can mark that. I was following on the other chart where I posted that on Twitter. So this is our WXYX. Oop. Sorry, guys. Doing this in real time. WXYXZ. That's our wave 2 in that extremely bullish scenario. Now, the issue with this one is how deep this correction came. It basically, this 1-2 doesn't make sense. I had this as a WXY because this is clearly a 3-wave move. No matter how I counted this as a diagonal or whichever, it doesn't work. So it either has to be a triangle or a WXY with a triangle Y. And it looks like it's invalidated that, right? So either this is a truncation and our wave 2 is here, so that this still stays valid, or this isn't the count. So that's my issue. It's either truncated, which is rare, or this isn't the count. So throwing this one in the back pocket. But my most probable now in this count, which doesn't change things too much, is still have that triangle fourth. This just becomes a diagonal or an impulse. Remember, this can be a triangle in that scenario. We discussed this one in previous videos. I don't think last video, though. In this scenario, wave 4 does not overlap with wave 1. So this counts as an impulse or a diagonal, depending how you count this. You can put it over here. This becomes a complex correction, double zigzag. That works out. This can be a zigzag. This can be a zigzag. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's a 1-2. And to keep these bullish counts intact, very simply, all my trades rely on this wave holding. So any trades I take, stops will not be lower than 66,835 and probably much higher than that. That's just invalidation of this as a 1-2. This is going to be my primary count, and there's our all-time high being broken. So what appears to be happening is we have a 1-2 and making another 1-2. Now this is going to get pretty bullish. Some of you may say it's not possible, and that's fine. That's fine. You are welcome to your opinion. Maybe it won't happen. I'm not saying it is. I'm just aware that it can. Okay. So we hit our 1.618 extension for our third wave. Ideal. Fourth wave could be complete. Usually come back to the 100. When we hit the 1.618 and we come back to the 100 extension, that's the 382. It's just a little hint. If we come to the 1.618, see? Come to the top, boom, 382. It's just a kind of a cheat code. You know that the 100, if you hit the 1.618, is around the 382. So that's around where you want a fourth wave. So looking for this fifth wave to the upside. This can drag out a little bit more or become some sort of triangle, but not too much longer because we don't want too much wave 4 length compared to wave 2 here. Looking for between the 200 and the 2.236 as per standard expectations. And we'll also put the 1-to-1 extension of wave 1 off of wave 4 if it is complete. Again, if it's not, we'll have to move where that pivot is. Throw that up there for a second. Where'd that go? Okay. We'll say the wave 1 is complete. Get it right on the pivot. Where does that put us for price? I'll go between log and linear scale too, just to get the closer of the two targets. Leave the 618 on there as well. So most likely the 1-to-1, 618 would, looks like it would double top. For some reason, I have something locked that won't let me hold shift and move this. I don't know if I have a copy thing set on there. See, it like duplicates it. What's going on here? I've never had this happen before on TradingView. So anyways, ideal target there would be around 76,000 if this wave 4 holds. Taking the length of wave 1, extend it off of wave 4. Closer targets, 76,399. Yeah, 76,399 would be about where you want. We're also right in our box between the 200 and 2.236. So that's what we're looking for. This would make a nested 1-2, exactly what we discussed previous. This would go down 1 degree. So we'd be looking for a pullback and a massive third wave to the upside. But we also have to discuss the bullish scenarios. Again, not trying to get somebody super amped up on this. Just consider the fact that it could happen and adjust your strategy for that. Pretend it's a video game. Don't think about the money. Just pretend you're trying to get as many units in your trading account as possible. And how do you do that, right? Just pretend you have 100 units. If you risk 1% per trade, I need to get my 100 units leveraged up, right? But this correction here, this right now would be an expanded flat, right? 335. Looks like we have enough wave separation if this is a flat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or this turns into something larger like a triangle or a flat in itself, like I mentioned, and we just move this fourth over. But anyways, looking for the fifth wave up around this area, at which point we will pull our new fibs from the low to the high and look for a correction, 38250 or the 618. But I talked about this on Chainlink. I just want, in case this happens, I just want you to be ready for it, okay? Because I have seen it before. In case this happens. If for whatever reason we get an extended fifth wave, say this comes up and makes a 5-wave move. Right now it looks like it would have to be a diagonal, but say we get this. This is just an if this then that. And you see this happen, right? You just grind sideways. What I would do in this situation, this is just if this happens exactly in this situation. You got a nice clean 5, you get a nice sideways move that looks like it's correcting this 5-wave move, and it starts to break. All right, what I would do is put on my retracement tool of that wave to the downside, put on my B and X zone, which is the B wave of a flat. So if this was a 3 and it started coming up like this, and if it breaks this 1.618 extension of this move to the downside, I would trigger in long there, probably put my stop here. If we start pivoting like this, that's fine, because we're just making a probably larger correction, WXY, something like this to the downside. But if we get that and we break that 1.618, this is where things can get extended, and this becomes a wave 1 and 2 within the fifth wave, and we absolutely go bananas, right? Similar to Chainlink, if you watch that video. So this is how I would play that zone. Now, ideally, that doesn't happen because I'm ready for it, but ideally that doesn't happen because you got to be watching, right, the entire time. I hope we just get this and a nice standard ABC correction. And then I can look to take my entry, stop at this low, leveraging up the exact same way as I suggested in Chainlink. Start to break out, trigger in the B high, stop gets moved, take the extra capital from my stop move based on how much position size I can get, leverage up, and off I go, right? But this move, if it plays out, is likely to get pretty big. This is where we can get our true bull market. And I'm a little bit on guard to put up my actual targets because this count is still not clear, right? It's still, it can be this, it can be that. But what's nice is what is becoming clear is it's going up, right? As long as we get the direction correct. I mean, an expected third wave, if that's our 1-2, is 93,000. And then we get a fourth wave to that 100%, 100 mark. Remember, that's around the 382. Are we really just going to get 100K? I find that hard to believe that we only get 100K. But if this becomes a nested 1-2, or say this is accurate and we get 3 nested 1-2s, we're talking much higher, right? But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. We're taking this trade by trade. Right now, all we're looking for is a 5-wave move that holds above, a 5-wave move and a correction that holds above 66,835. That's all we're looking for. Nothing else matters right now. That's all we're looking for, right? Now, what were my other options here? Oh, I got to put all this in just so I have this for next video. Put that in there. Get rid of that. Okay, this is one I suggested a while back. this is kind of the only way I see us finishing soon. And this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a diagonal. We don't have overlap for our wave 4. It's becoming, this is one where we can get a little bit extended, but we'd want to stay within the shape here. So we'll see. I don't put much emphasis into this, but this would be how we'd actually top and completely reject in the market. But we'll see. We'll see. I have this in mind, but I would only give it a lot of credit if, say, we start drifting down and come up, something like this, right? It's on my radar, but it's not something I expect, and I'm not going to be worried about ghosts in the closet on that one. Where is my other one? I have a lot of counts here. Well, my final bearish count would be, we talked about it last video, that we're still in some sort of B wave. There it is. Oh, I got, yeah. We can be in a B wave where this becomes a 3, 3, 5. We talked about this all the way up to between the 1.236, 1.382. But a lot's going to indicate how we come up there, right? If we're up like this, I'd say quite unlikely we're coming back. But if we come up choppy like this, more likely, right? But we'll have to wait and see. That's my bearish count. I'm not giving it too much credit, but basically up into this zone, we can make a 5 or 3 wave move, and this would be creating this pattern as a flat. All right, but we'll leave it at that, guys. All right. I'm going to do one more video today, and I'm going to start working on my altcoin season video. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. If you want to join my Twitter, just like I posted this yesterday before the big move, it's the first pinned comment in the description. It's at caching_waves. I do this when I'm in the mid trades, and I'm just giving people ideas when I don't have time to make a video. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you want videos right away, and I'll see you on the next one.